What up, world? Welcome to another episode of Wrestling Life. As you know, I am the host, Brandon Janeau, and like always on all podcast platforms everywhere, BrandonJaneauShow. Social media platforms, Instagram and Threads, Brandon Janeau. Facebook, The Brandon Janeau Show, and of course TikTok, Brandon Janeau Show. Go follow me. Oh yeah, and I have an X, Twitter, B Janu. Go follow me on all of those streaming services. All those. Oh my God, social media platforms. Every single one of those social media platforms, man. Um, from Instagram, Threads, uh, Facebook, TikTok, and of course, Twitter. So follow me on all of those social media platforms. But where you really can find me is YouTube channel. Brand New Show YouTube channel, man. Go subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Man, this is gonna be fun. Like I just said, wrestling life, man. You already know. It is my rate and review show. NXT Halloween Havoc just went off the air. Pretty good show, really great show, man. NXT, listen, like I said a long time ago about NXT, man. NXT, a lot of people don't like NXT nowadays because it's not the black and gold brand. But here's the thing, man. They're never going to be that again. And I think that's the thing. Now, do they still have some moments where they still show it by bringing in the talent that they're bringing in, especially when it comes to the women's side? Of course. Now, I do agree that because of what's going on in certain situations, I can't wait to see what 2025 is going to bring for NXT. You got to realize a lot of AEW people like Ricky Starks, like like uh like the Lucha Brothers, who's supposed to be on, the main roster, and Motor City Machine Guns, who just won SmackDown Gold. And by the way, I'll be talking about that Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. I will be talking about that Tuesday. Nah, screw it, I'll talk about it tonight. It matters. Motor City Machine Guns winning the tag team championships from the Bloodline, and I'll be talking about why I just feel like a lot of people are just stupid when it comes to that kind of phrase. But you got a lot of talent. Of course, other contracts expiring from other places. Joe Hendry might be coming in the WWE now. Jordan Grace, who also is former TNA champion, she will probably be coming to NXT. I think she might not go straight to NXT. I think she might hit the main roster first. Her and Roxanne being on the main roster will actually be better. I think that it would actually, because you have already really good established NXT women down there. Maybe give Cora Jade another year of help in NXT, and then you move her up to the main roster. She's been in NXT for a long time. Roxanne has, of course, been in NXT for a long time. She's clearly getting moved up to the main roster. If you are going to sign Jordan Grace, just move her to the main roster. You don't have a lot of women on the main roster. NXT is good. NXT has nothing but women you got three that just debuted literally a month span of each other. You had two fighting tonight and one that debuted today. So it's like, and one that came through today and will fight and debut. Her first match will be this Tuesday. So it's like NXT's good. I think if you do sign Jordan Grace to WWE, just put her on the main roster. Go to Raw. She's good. Her, Roxanne, both on Raw. You will have Raw already with some talent already there. And then of course you're going to re-sign Becky Lynch if she's not already re-signed. She may be coming back. Alexa Bliss is clearly going to be on Raw. You got enough, and Charlotte's going to be on SmackDown with Tiffany and all of them. So I think the main roster women are going to be coming up real soon. But I think people always get this thing about NXT misconstrued. I think NXT in the women's department is amazing. Tag team could be a little bit better. I will say that tag team could be a bit better, but um, tag team could definitely be better. Um, and also the men's division could be better. Outside of maybe the North American Championship, that's not really an intriguing storyline with the NXT title. And I know people are gonna think it is, but it's really not. Like I said, it's my radio review show, so I'll be talking about that match just a moment ago. I just ended the pay per view, but Yeah. Um, all in all, it was 5 matches tonight. The NXT special, 5 matches. Or should I call it the WWE PLE special? 5 matches, nothing more, nothing less. 5 matches. Um, so yeah, but before I get into that, this is what I wanted to talk about. So arguments on social media has been going crazy on wrestling. People have been going nuts. Especially after um the Motor City Machine Guns, who has only had 3 matches in WWE since signing to WWE. One last week, two this past Friday, are now the WWE Tag Team Champions. And now people are, of course, up in arms. Some people, the loyal AEW fan base is like, if this was AEW, you sons of bitches would be super mad at it. And if you sit there and tell me it's no story and it's, listen, man, here's the thing. I watch JD from New York. His podcast. I watch, his AEW review. I watch his Raw review sometimes. I haven't caught it up with the Raw review in a minute. The SmackDown review. I watch his Tuesday show when I can get a chance to watch when I'm actually done with my shows and finish recording my shows. I watch his Tuesday show. I stopped watching him for a while. Now I'm back watching him a little bit more. He got some takes, just like everybody in this world nowadays. They got some takes I agree with. Some takes I'm just like, nah, I can't get behind that. One thing that he said was he loved the fact that Motor City Machine Guns won the tag team titles Friday. I did too. I thought it was an amazing decision. It's a great fucking decision because where people continuously forget shit, and this is the thing, you try to use the story mindset with people that actually watch wrestling, you sound stupid as fuck. We know what the actual story is. The story was never the tag team titles of the Bloodline. The Bloodline only had the titles because they needed to make them look like they can actually compete with the OG Bloodline. But they were never going to heat those belts. They were going to either drop them to the Usos or they were going to drop them to Motor City Machine Guns, which they did Friday, or DIY or the Street Profits. They were never going to keep them belts for long. Or if they would have signed Lucha Brothers, Lucha Brothers would have actually been able to come to from AEW to WWE. They were going to drop them to the Lucha Brothers. They were never going to keep them fucking belts forever. I don't know why the fuck people are mad at this. Another thing I saw a lot of people get mad at, which is very funny to me personally, is that people were like, well, why they just didn't give DIY the titles back? Because Motor City Machine Guns actually feel like a team that actually can actually boost the titles up. Not saying DIY cannot. I love DIY. I love them since they was in NXT. I love them when they were NXT champions. I love them when they were actually going against each other. I love DIY. But at the same time, and here's my thing, I would love to see DIY in the Motor City Machine Guns have a 7 game series like Carmelo and Andrade just had. I would love that. That would be fucking amazing to me personally. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of people are very stupid nowadays because you move off of a one-track mind. You don't actually pay attention to what the fuck you be saying. You just say something because you think you're right and you're completely and utterly fucking wrong. They had to get the belts off the bloodline because they're about to go into a rivalry again. Like I've been saying about the bloodline storyline. The bloodline storyline has never needed the fucking belts. Ever. When the Usos lost to Sammy and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania, I fucking loved it. That was the best thing that could have happened because they don't need the belts. When Roman dropped the belt finally to Cody Rhodes, fucking right. That's what it's supposed to be. WrestleMania 41, it should be The Rock versus Roman for the fucking tribal chief. Nothing more, nothing less. That's the title. That's the title. I've been saying this shit for 2.5 years about the fucking Bloodline storyline. For 2.5 years, I've been saying this shit. That storyline never needed a belt. It never did. When The Rock came back, it never needed the belt because the title of Tribal Chief was bigger than a WWE Championship. That was what you were building towards. Was The Rock versus Roman for the official head of the table. That's the title. It never needed a WWE championship ever. Once you made the storyline bigger than the title itself, the title was not, it was irrelevant the rest of the fucking storyline. You just had it because Roman was just, you couldn't give it to anybody else outside of Cody because it didn't make any sense. That's the thing about this. So when I hear people on social media get mad and go crazy and talk about, oh my God, this, yeah, this was AEW, you guys, I hate this. No, the reason why we are not mad at the Bloodline dropping the belts to Motor City Machine Guns because the storyline is bigger than the titles. The storyline is bigger than the titles. The fact that the Motor City Machine Guns have won the titles, that's just more of a telltale sign of Motor City Machine Guns into any wrestler that has grinded for 20 plus years on so-called the indie scene or different companies. When you finally come to WWE, we don't act like we don't see your hard work. We're going to give you your respect in what you have done. You don't believe me? Look at Ethan Page. Ethan Page has been champion in NXT. Didn't think he should have, but he's been champion in NXT. Motor City Machine Guns are champions now in the WWE. Stop bitching and moaning and complaining about everything. The Bloodline needed to drop the belts. And it actually played into the story, which was the Bloodline screwed Jey Uso of his title on Monday. Did you not think he was going to get retribution at some point on them bitches? At some point? And plus, on top of that, you got to move this Bloodline storyline the fuck along. You got to get this shit going. We need a match at Survivor Series. It needs to go. Come on. Let's get this going. Let's start the engine up. And that's exactly what we got. Finally getting it. Which y'all been waiting to see. You're finally getting it. And now you're complaining that we're getting it. Ah, man, it should have cooked a little longer. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you want. And that's the problem nowadays. You say you want this thing and then you get it and then you're like, ah man, it should have shut the fuck up. Shut up. Motor City Machine Guns should definitely be the tag team champions. Why? Because they're going to boost the fucking tag team division on SmackDown. I have been said SmackDown has the best tag team division between them and Raw. SmackDown has a way better tag team division. Why? Because they actually have real tag teams. Motor City Machine Guns, Legado del Fantasma. You have uh, Street Profits, DIY, God, Bloodline. You have the Usos now about to team back up. You have better tag teams on SmackDown. You've always had better tag teams on SmackDown. Always. Raw just doesn't have that. It doesn't have that feel. And I can see definitely the Judgment Day dropping their belts in a couple weeks. Whenever the fuck they end this tournament. I can see the Judgment Day dropping their belts next week. Or whenever the fuck they end this tournament. To whoever beats, who wins. And me personally, if I was WWE, I wouldn't let the New Day win it. I wouldn't let LWO win it. I would let the War Warriors win it and let them go off and be the tag team champions because you did something. You took away already another storyline to build another storyline of the new tag team championships. That's why I feel like the Raw Raiders should definitely win Monday. They should win Monday, beat the Judgment Day, get the belts, and now you will have a new reset on Monday Night Raw. I do not want a storyline already planned out for the fucking belts to be back on another team. If you're gonna break the New Day up, break them up. If LWO and the Judgment Day are about to continuously feud, they don't need the belts. Get that shit the fuck out of here. The War Raiders are the only ones that don't have anybody to fight, and you can have them go against the Creed brothers, AOP, Or maybe you bring in a team from Raw or from NXT. Something. But they don't need the belts. Storylines that already have been playing out and doing shit. You already had Finn Balor pretty much already say he wants Damian Priest again. Why the fuck have they got the belts? And like I said, when I did the Bad Blood break review show, I do not want to see Damian Priest and Finn Balor again on the PLE. If you're gonna give us that match, give us like a season premiere Raw, and them two want to fight each other. You want to do that shit in January on the Netflix? Hell, you want to do that shit at the end of the year in here in Houston, December 30th? Do that shit here. But I do not want to see Damian Priest and Finn Balor go 1-on-1 again. And here's the fucking problem: you're about to put Damian Priest back in the storyline with the Judgment Day because he's fighting Dominic Monday. It doesn't make sense. I don't need titles and storylines if the storyline is not about the title. Perfect example: Cody Rhodes. You can sit there and say the title isn't important with that storyline, but it is. It's centered around the title because Randy Orton continuously picks up the belt and looks at that belt like, I'm going to take that shit. I'm going to be the one to beat you and take that belt. And to me personally, like I've been saying, if you are going to build this up, me personally, I will build this belt, this Randy Cody match to WrestleMania 41. I have Roman and Rock fight on night one or night two. You probably gonna have him on night two because The Rock damn sure is not about to fight on night one. And I will have Cody and Randy close the PLE. I will have them close. Nope, I have them close open night one. Have Rock and Roman night two. That would be it, and it'd be a Bloodlines rule match on night two. That would be it. I'm still trying to figure out who I would. A lot of people saying it's gonna be John Cena and Logan Paul. I can definitely see that. I can see John Cena come out Monday night, the first Monday night of Netflix in LA, and Logan Paul pop up, and now that sets them up for that, and then Logan Paul throws him out the Royal Rumble, and John Cena causes him the Elimination Chamber, and that's how you set up the WrestleMania match. Because again, John doesn't need to break Ric Flair's record, even though people swear to God he needs to. He doesn't. He doesn't. Also, sidebar: Gunther cooked the shit out of Cody Rhodes Friday night. He cooked his ass. See, people don't understand why real wrestling fans love Gunther. That motherfucker is good. That son of a bitch is good at his job. He's one of the best wrestlers in the ring. But when he get on a microphone, that motherfucker cook. Lord, Lord, Lord. Yo, that man cooked Cody, bro. I was like, I see no lies detected in this whole conversation here from Gunther. I see no lies. I see no lies, my guy. I see no lies. And I'm a Cody fan. I was like, yo, this motherfucker cooked Cody. I was like, God damn. Extra crispy. This motherfucker cooked Cody. I was like, extra crispy. This shit is bad, bro. Cody, fight back, nigga. What the fuck you doing? Like, it was bad, man. Oh my god, he cooked the shit out of Cody. Oh man, I felt bad for Cody. I ain't even gonna lie. I kind of felt bad for Cody. I was like, damn, Cody, shit, man. He said no lies, my brother. Like this is bad, man. This is bad. Yeah, but for people that's on social media and being mad at here's another thing I want people to stop doing. Stop comparing each company because you sound stupid comparing one to the other. What AEW does is nothing that WWE does. And what WWE does is nothing that AEW does. I trust WWE's storytelling in the format of what WWE is trying to do and create every week than what the fuck AEW does. Because AEW literally looks like they book shit at the seat of their pants. Like they have no idea really what the fuck they're doing until they get up that night, that day, and be like, okay, we're gonna do that today. That's the thing about AEW. Like, and they have amazing matches. And will always have amazing matches. But storytelling just ain't their fucking formula. And we know that. So when you sit there and try to compare, oh, y'all were up in arms when AEW did this with Ricochet and Will Ospreay. No, the problem with that was Will Ospreay literally told Ricochet, "Go win some matches." This nigga won 3 matches and then was given a title match. Given a title match. Given, not earned. Given a title match. Will Ospreay gave him a title match. He didn't earn that shit. He gave it to him. It's not like Motor City Machine Guns who went out there Friday night and actually fought DIY and beat DIY to earn the title match. Didn't beat the Bloodline, who, by the way, said if you want to fight for the title right now, we will give you that. So again, is that is that not storytelling? Is that not earning the fucking situation? Ain't the same, bro. And people think it is. It's not. But Ricochet won 3 matches and was given a title match. That's the truth. Ricochet won 3 fucking matches, and then they get it, and then Will Ospreay gave him a title match because they needed one for the 5-year anniversary of AEW. Motor City Machine Guns, yes, as short as it was, earned it. They won a triple threat match their first night on SmackDown, came back, beat DIY the next week, and then the same night beat the Bloodline to win the tag team titles. Now, I don't know what the fuck y'all consider earned, but that's as hard earned as I can see. You win a triple threat match the first night you are actually physically in the WWE. The following week, you beat a really good team in DIY, and then you beat literally one of the most dominant factions in WWE history in the Bloodline. And now you're tag team champions. This is one of those cases where the team is going to make the belt, not the belt making the team. And I don't think people really understand that, and you won't until you see it. So there goes that. But anyway, NXT happened. NXT happened tonight. I want to just say that piece. NXT happened tonight. Halloween Havoc. Like I said, 5 matches. Um, like I said, really good fucking pay per view. That was a really good fucking pay per view. Every match had time to cook, give you enough story, give you enough, you know, care, wherewithal to be like, okay, I get it. I see why this is going this way. Really good fucking matches. Really good fucking matches. I love this pay per view very much. Like I say all the time about NXT, if you do not watch NXT, I don't think you should talk about NXT because I think a lot of people nowadays just want the old NXT, and we're never gonna get that. But what you can do is really love the fact. And here's the thing: for anybody on social media that thinks NXT is a development brand, it is. Is it also the third brand? It is. It's all of it. It's the development brand, but it's also the third brand on NL and WWE. Because if you look at the landscape of when NXT was when it was at its peak, that was wrestlers that came from, like I said, Ring of Honor, New Japan, all these different TNA, all these different companies. That's not NXT right now. NXT is about developmental. It is literally a bunch of NIL kids that come from college, have an athletic background, just don't know how to wrestle. They're learning how to wrestle. And that's the one thing about the NXT brand nowadays. So I do not get mad at NXT at all. I actually like this NXT. I don't like it as much as the black and gold brand, but here's the thing. I don't judge it off of what the black and gold brand was. Black and gold brand was special. It was fucking special, man. You had DIY who been traveling for years. You had Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura. You had Kevin Owens. You had Seth who came out of nowhere. You had you had Seth Dean Ambrose who built the new NXT. You had Keith Lee. You had Adam Cole. You had Karrion. You had people Ricochet, Adam Cole. Like, bro, you had people that were already fucking superstars at other companies. They just never got the shine in WWE, and then they did. So I can't give you this. It's not the same. It will never be the same because a lot of these people that are now in NXT are actually 1 year, 2 year wrestlers. They're learning the business literally the on the fly. They have to learn the business, and that's the thing about NXT is that it's new. I don't compare it to what it used to be because it can't. It's not the same. And when they did actually have young up and coming athletes that didn't know that were just coming into the business, you saw it, but you rooted for it. Like Velveteen Dream. I was a huge Velveteen Dream fan. Thought the kid was special as fuck in the ring. Boy could wrestle his ass off. Kind of fucked up his own career. But that's on him. But he's one of those guys that came out of nowhere. Was a very fresh green wrestler and took off. This company is a lot of Velveteen Dreams. Now, I'm not saying that just as special as him in the ring. Well, Obafemi might be, but Obafemi might be, but they're learning, and that's what's the beautiful thing about it. But you can see when when somebody's just green in the ring, young in the ring, never really been in the ring, versus somebody like Ethan Page. You can tell. Like you can tell Ethan knows actually ring philosophy and what he's got to do in a match compared to a Trick who's learning it 3 years in. Like he's still trying to learn the ropes and what he's got to do. But that's the beauty of this NXT nowadays. I don't judge it because it's a new NXT. I can't judge it off what it used to be because what it used to be, what it used to be, was perfect. But this new NXT is perfect for what it is now. It's cool with me. I'm great with that. I love that. 5 matches. You already know my least favorite match all the way to my most favorite match. Like I said, it's 5 matches. 4 of them have 5 stars. I'm gonna just get that out the way. Different reasons for why I got for giving them 5 stars. But I do have one match that did not hit the 5 stars. And I thought it would, but it just didn't. So here it is. Kicking off tonight is the main event, which was Trick Williams versus Ethan Page in a Devil's Playground match for the NXT Championship. I gave it 4 stars. I am tired of this robbery. Just go ahead and say that right now. I am I am tired of this robbery. Uh I love Trick, as a wrestler. Um Theme song is amazing. Everything, man. Love it. He has become one of the most unprofitable. He has become one of the most uh shocking turnaround wrestlers of all time, possibly from going from literally a sidekick to literally a two-time NXT champion. You have to give that man his respect and his credit. But at the same time, they have no one to put with him, and it's starting to get a little worrying because as much as Ethan Page is good in the ring, he's decent in the ring. He can cut a promo. Tuesday night was probably his best promo he's ever fucking cut, especially since he's been in WWE. Because I felt that promo. I understood what he was trying to come from. I understood what he was trying to tell Trick. Like, bro, you ain't never bled before. You ain't never really had the experience of a real wrestler because you're not a real wrestler. You're still playing wrestler. I am a wrestler. I have been in this for 17, 18 years. I've been doing this shit before you even knew what it was. So I understood what he was trying to tell Trick. The problem with that the problem with that is where he falls into a position where as good as Trick Ethan is, as decent and as good as Ethan is on the mic and in the ring, he feels like a guy that should be just carrying the North American Championship. He feels like a guy that should have the North American Championship, not be the face of your brand. And that's where the problem lies. I think that a lot of people will sit there and act like But it's okay. No, it's not. No, it's not. Trick needs, and now you feuding him with Rich Holland. Now I already know what you're really trying to do, which is you're trying to wait it out and have Obafemi be the one he fights. Because we all know where this is going. Obafemi is going to be the one that beat Trick Williams at Stand and Deliver and take the NXT title. But because you don't really have any real male talent, not like the women. Women NXT, Stephanie beat Pin Roxanne tonight. I'm going to talk about that later. But there's no real true feel of like a challenge for the NXT Championship outside of Obafemi that you feel like can take the belt and carry the belt. That's not that many. Oba's the only one in WWE right now. You can even sit there and say NXT wise that feels like he's going to be a champion. You just are trying to wait your time to give him the belt. But the problem with that is that you're running into a situation now where you have Rich Holland now coming into the title picture, which nobody wants Rich fucking Holland in a fucking title match. Like who gives a fuck about Rich Holland? No diss to the man, but it's just like, bro, you've never been a guy. Same thing with Ethan Page. You've never been the guy. You're I get it. You're trying to waste time to get to Stand and Deliver, where Trick is going to drop the belt to Obafemi. We get that. The problem with that is you might not have enough time to do it. What I mean by that is eventually you're going to run into a problem where a lot of these people on social media is going to know that. Oba's going to be the one to beat Trick at Stand and Deliver. He's going to win the title. Me personally, I would just have Oba beat Trick at New Year's uh, Resolution. I would have Oba beat Trick at what is it going to be called? New Year's Eve or whatever it's called. I think New Year's Eve. I would have Oba beat Trick at New Year's Eve, and then have them rematch it at Stand and Deliver, and have Oba just beat the hell out of Trick and let him be the champion, and we move on from there. Because you trying to wait it out, you don't have enough talent or skill level in the men's department. Now, here's why I do believe I've always said this, which is Wes Lee should be the NXT champion at some point. I do believe that before you call him up to the main roster. I've always said Wes Lee should be the NXT champion. But I don't know if you're gonna run that program again with Wes Lee and Obafemi right now, especially for the NXT championship. Now it would be great if you did, but to be honest, I would even let Wes Lee take the belt off of Trick and let him walk into Stand and Deliver, and let Trick Williams go to the main roster. Put him on Raw. You don't have to put him on SmackDown with Carmelo. It would not hurt you if you did that because they already have history, and you don't have to sell it to the people that have actually watched them in NXT. And now you also have Carmelo Hayes possibly. I don't think LA Knight's losing the belt to Carmelo. I think if he drops his Andrade because you wanna, and it's another one. You waiting to WrestleMania to give that moment to Carmelo. But if he does win it, who does he go up against? Now, me personally, I see him in Andrade again because Game 7 sucked. It was terrible. But that's the thing. The match, all in all, was okay. It was cool. Like I said, it was. I'm not into this rivalry. I'm just not. I'm just not into the feud. It's Ethan. It's Trick. It's just nothing about this rivalry feels like it's an actual rivalry. It feels like they should be fighting over the North American Championship. I'm gonna be honest. They should not be the ones fighting for the NXT Championship. There's nothing about these two that you feel like if you go into that company that you can't beat them. Oba and Oba and Tony feel more like a actual robbery for the belt. This feels like you're just biding time till you find somebody to give the belt actually to. No diss to Trick and no diss to Ethan, but it just feels like you should be fighting over the mid card title, and Tony D'Angelo and Obafemi should be fighting over the NXT Championship. And that's just how I feel. Match was cool. It was okay. The ending was funny. Rich Holland came out to jump Trick, and then Bubba Ray Dudley came out of nowhere and started fighting. Now it clearly is obvious what the fuck's about to lead to, which is gonna be Trick and Bubba Ray Dudley versus Rich Holland and Ethan Page at uh NXT Wednesday, November 6th. They go one on one. They're gonna go team up in the old ECW building. They're gonna clearly bring back some ECW people. So Bubba Ray Dudley, being a former ECW, you know, face, he's clearly gonna be on the show. So and he's gonna be teaming clearly with Trick Williams. So it's not that surprising. So I mean, yeah, the match was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was. I would say it was better than their Chicago match. It was better than the Chicago match. And better than a battleground match. A little bit more aggressive, but eh, eh. Actually, nah. That battleground match was actually better because it was Ethan Page's first match, so you didn't really know what he was capable of in NXT. Now that you know what it is, like it is what it is. Yeah, I'm not really into this fucking rivalry. I'm not. I truly believe they need to get the NXT title away from both of them and just let both of them go up to the main roster and figure it out from there. There are four matches with 5 stars. So let's get into it. My next one is Kalani Jordan versus all three members of Fatal Influence. Yeah, it's 5 stars. She had 3 matches to go through. They gave her a gauntlet. It was Spinner's Choice. Fatal Influence gave Spinner's Choice. Clearly, Kalani was going to drop the belt tonight. That was no way in hell she was actually going to walk out the champion still. The first match was good. The second match was the best match. The third match was okay because Kalani's. I mean, you've been in 2 fucking matches before that. You're not going to be good in the third one. But the second match was the best match. I think it was the best match out of all of them. I gave it 5 stars because the first match was at least 3.5. The second match was like a 5. That shit was. I give it a 4.5, 4.75. It was a really good match. Her and JC Jane was good. That was a really good fucking match. And her and Foul Henley wasn't bad. It wasn't like the second one, but it wasn't bad. Um, Clearly the ending was gonna be a fuck finish, and it was what it was. Like I said, 5 stars. I think it was a really good situation. I thought it was a really good match. All three of the matches were special for what it was, and yeah, don't have really a problem with how the match was. All three of those matches were really good. Zara, I think is what they're calling her, former Delta, but she's gonna be called Zara. Made her appearance, very known tonight. Who she was coming for, and that's Fatal Influence. I'm clearly thinking that she's gonna fight one of them Tuesday in her debut. Um, yeah, Kalani was supposed to drop the belt tonight. I don't think that was. I thought she would. I can see. This is what I've always thought. I thought Jada Parker was gonna get the title at Stand and Deliver because I've been building her or Lola Vice. But it seems like Zara's gonna win it before they get to them. She's gonna take the belt off of Fatal Influence. She's the one who's gonna take the belt. Now I don't know if you go to Stand and Deliver and take and give Lola Vice or Jada Parker the belt over her. I wouldn't mind it. I think it'd be a good idea, but at the same time, because she's clearly bigger and better than that, and she go for the NXT Women's Championship once they finally figure out what they're gonna do with Roxanne and Cora, pretty much. Because you still got Julia and Stephanie still here for a minute in NXT, so it'll be pretty interesting. But all 3 matches was not bad. It was really good matches. Yeah, didn't really have a problem with it. The next match, 5 star, and that's Andre Chase versus Rich Holland. The Ambulance match. I gave it 5 stars. Gave it 5 stars. Um, this was good. This was good. It was really good. They went out there and had a really good fucking match. Um, was it the right winner? I guess because again, like I said, like if you're gonna move it to the point where it's clearly obvious that Rich Holland is now going to go after Trick Williams for the title, then yeah, it was the right winner. Um, but I'm shocked that nobody from Chase U came out. I'm shocked that you know um, you know Riley Osborne didn't come out, or Duke Hudson. Hell, even Thea Hell. Like I'm shocked nobody from Chase U really came out to like help, which was weird. Um, so yeah, that was kind of weird for me. So yeah, but all in all, really good fucking match. That was a really good match. All right, 2 5 stars. Only one could be the match of the night for me. So starting it off, I'm going with the tag team match, and that is Julia and Stephanie Vaquer versus Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. I love this match. Enough amount of time to get all four women get their offense in. Great tag team wrestling. Amazing, amazing, amazing wrestling. Um, that ending, that finish, Stephanie hit perfect. She's clearly going after now. She's gonna clearly get a match against Roxanne Perez now. I don't know when the next pay per view for NXT is. It's probably gonna be New Year's Eve. But for the most part, man, this was a great match. A really good fucking match. They might run this back in Philly. I can definitely see them running it back in Wednesday in Philly. Um, yeah, this was what you needed. Clearly they were gonna win. A lot of people probably would think, why did you let Roxanne take the pin tonight? Because she hadn't been pinned since February. What is she, the tribal chief? The fuck going on? Like you got at some point somebody's got to pin her, and it's a tag team match, so no harm, no foul. Like it's no harm, no foul. You've been dominating every single person for 2 years. You couldn't let Cora Jade take the fucking pin. Clearly, like again, like I say about wrestling fans, you don't know shit. This is the same shit when I heard people be like, "Oh, Solo should beat Roman." Why? Or Solo should pin Cody. Why? Do you not understand how this shit works? Roman has not wrestled in almost since WrestleMania. He was not gonna lose his first match back. I don't give a fuck if it was a tag team match. He wasn't losing it. Solo has been taking losses all fucking year. He was supposed to take the pin because it gives more of a reason for why the new bloodline should turn on Solo. Because motherfucker, we win without you. We don't need you. You are not wrestling fans. You're people that think you know what the fuck you're talking about, and you have no clue. I felt like Roxanne was gonna be the one to take the pin tonight because it made sense. Cora could not take the pin. She just fucking came back. Julia already took a pin, so she's not losing. And Stephanie just started, and you're trying to give Stephanie. You're clearly gonna make Stephanie the next person to fight Roxanne. What I think is gonna happen is it gonna be a fatal 4 way at Stand and Deliver. And I think Roxanne's clearly gonna probably be going before Stand and Deliver. I can definitely see her leaving before Stand and Deliver. I can see Roxanne again being in the Royal Rumble and even possibly winning the Royal Rumble. Um, Me personally, I think Jordan Grace is actually going to be the one who wins the Royal Rumble because if it goes the way I think it's going to go, which is Rhea's going to get the belt back at some point, Jordan Grace versus Rhea Ripley, either Jordan Grace either Jordan Grace, excuse me, either Jordan Grace or Io Sky. Those are the two I think should win the Royal Rumble. Now you can give it to Charlotte, but it's Charlotte. It's like The Rock coming back. It's like, do you need to announce that you need to get the fucking title match? Like, you could clearly just walk into the elimination chamber and just win the shit. So I don't know, but yeah, this match was great. This was a great match. Like I said, you got to see all four women's talent play out and do their thing, and it was awesome. It was a really great match. Of course, match of the night. was the opening match, and that is Obafemi versus Tony D'Angelo. I give it 5 stars. Clearly, it's match of the night. Tables, ladders, and scares. This was fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. Um, again, I think people, I think people don't know how good this rivalry is. It's really good. Like I said, this feels more like it's for the title and not just two people that are just fighting for respect or some shit. Like this is really feels like it's for a title. This is the best storyline for the title that I've seen in NXT for the men because there's nothing really out there else. Like I said, Trick and Ethan does not feel like it's for a title. It just feels like they're mailing it in to before they give it to somebody they can actually trust to have the title, like Obafemi. This was a really good fucking match. A really good fucking match. Yeah, Oba is Oba's the dude, man. Tony D'Angelo, if he does at some point go to Tony D'Angelo at some point, if he does go to the main roster, he's going to be loved. Him and the family is going to be loved. But yeah, man, this match was amazing. This was an incredible match, and I love this match. The family got involved. It was incredible. This was a great match. Um, yeah, can't say it. Yeah, like I said, this feels more like a rivalry. Like this feels more like an actual, you know, rivalry for a title. Like so, yeah. Oh no, NXT Halloween Havoc was incredible, man. I think a lot of people don't. If you go watch this review by yourself, you'll be like, "No, this is actually a really good pay per view." PLE, I'm sorry. Yeah, don't complain. I don't know when NXT is back on pay per view PLE, but I know one thing though. Next week, next Saturday to be exact, is WWE Crown Jewel, and I will be back to do that rating review show next week. I think it's 6 matches so far. I think it's 6 matches. Gotta go check it. I think they won't be adding any more. I hope not. They're saying it's gonna be the Bloodline, OG Bloodline versus New Bloodline. So that might be the last match being added on Crown Jewel. That's what they're saying in the streets. But I'll be back next Saturday to do that rating review show. Yeah. So till next time. I hope they do Worlds Collide. I hope they really do a Worlds Collide for TNA. That'd be a dope ass one. You got it. Perfect examples in Canada of all places. Worlds Collide in WWE versus whoever. So I think they should definitely do a Worlds Collide. So yeah, but yeah. Till next time. This is uh, this is Wrestling Life. Peace.